For most people, history starts with Sumer, with Egypt, maybe with Göbekli Tepe if they're feeling adventurous. But the Sumerians themselves told a very different story. On their clay tablets, they speak of ages lasting tens of thousands of years, of rulers who weren't quite human, and of a war between heaven and earth that dragged on longer than the whole of recorded history. And then, silence, a gap, a reset. In this episode, we're going to step into that gap. We'll explore the possibility that one entire civilization slot on this planet was dominated by a single drawn-out catastrophe, an Anunnaki civil war, a 28,800-year conflict that didn't just end a chapter of history, it erased two worlds and forced the survivors to rewrite everything. Because once you see how Sumerian king lists, biblical angels, Enoch's watchers, and the scars carved into our planet line up, you'll never look at the world before ours the same way again. The Sumerian King List is already a serious problem for mainstream history. It doesn't just record a few ancient kings and cities, it calmly lists rulers who reigned for 28,800 years, 36,000 years, 64,800 years. Durations so vast they're closer to geological epochs than political terms. In earlier episodes, we treated these as civilization slots, long, stable eras dominated by non-human or hybrid rulers, each ending in a catastrophic reset. The pattern repeats. Kingship descended from heaven, unbelievably long reigns, some enormous catastrophe. Then, kingship descends from heaven again, this time in a new place with a new set of rulers. It's like watching an operating system crash, reboot, reinstall, and crash again. Now imagine that one of those long epochs, one of those 28,800-year reigns, wasn't a peaceful golden age at all, but a war age, an era where power was not stable, where the gods themselves were divided, and where heaven and earth were locked in a civil war so long and so devastating that when it finally ended, almost nothing remained to tell the story. That is the missing civilization slot we're going to explore, a world defined not by what it built, but how violently it was erased. Mesopotamian texts like the Enuma Elish don't present the gods as calm, eternal administrators. They show us gods who fight. Old gods against young gods, sky gods against earth gods, rebellions, councils, overthrows. This is a universe where the ruling class is constantly at war with itself. Now, listen to how another set of texts describes the unseen world. In the book of Revelation, there is war in heaven, Michael and his angels fighting the dragon and his angels. In the book of Enoch, there are watchers who descend to earth, break the rules, corrupt humanity, and receive a terrifying judgment. In Genesis, we get only fragments, sons of God taking human women, giants in the earth in those days, a world filled with violence, and a divine decision, I will wipe out man whom I have created. Different cultures, different languages, same three-part pattern, a heavenly rebellion or civil war, hybrid beings on earth, giants, Nephilim, mighty men of renown, and finally, a purge so severe it's remembered as a global reset. Now go back to Sumer. When the King List says, then the flood swept over, and kingship was taken, then restored elsewhere, what if this flood is not just water, but a memory of a planetary cleanup operation after an Anunnaki civil war? Picture factions among the Anunnaki. One faction controlling certain cities, regions, and hybrid bloodlines. Another faction opposing them over ideology, control, resources, or pure rivalry. Humans caught in the middle as soldiers, subjects, and experimental material. That 28,800-year reign may not be a peaceful, continuous rule. It may be the lifespan of this conflict, long stretches of Cold War punctuated by bursts of unimaginable violence. To ancient witnesses, the final stages would look like fire from heaven, stars falling, weapons that shake the earth itself. The Bible says the earth was filled with violence before the flood. Enoch describes mountains melting like wax in the presence of the Lord. These are not metaphors for gentle moral lessons. They sound like distant echoes of the same war the Sumerians encoded in impossible rains and sudden catastrophes. Anunnaki against Anunnaki, heaven against heaven, and earth as the battlefield.
If this war really happened, the planet should still carry some of the scars. Look at Earth's surface. It isn't a smooth, gradual story of erosion and slow change. It's pitted and slashed with impact sites and abrupt breaks. We see massive crater fields that line up suspiciously close with extinction pulses. We see cultures in the archaeological record that end suddenly. Cities burned, toppled, and then abandoned, with no clear invading army and no simple explanation. We find thin global layers of melted material, tiny spherules and soot, as if the world passed through a storm of fire. The standard story calls these things asteroid strikes, comet impacts, volcanic events, and that may be true on a technical level, but the ancients didn't tell the story in terms of astronomy and geology. They spoke of the weapons of the gods, fire that rained from heaven, stars that fell to earth, the Lord coming with 10,000s of his holy ones to execute judgment. If you were a Bronze Age human watching advanced beings unleash energy weapons, orbital bombardments, or redirected celestial objects, you don't write equations, you write myth. Now, place this into our civilization slot model. One civilization slot, call it Civilization 2, ends with a flood-level event that nearly wipes the slate. Another slot, Civilization 3, is dominated by a 28,800-year Anunnaki civil war. It ends in a final escalation, the use of planet-scarring force that annihilates not just the rebel faction, but entire cities, bloodlines, and worlds built around them. Two worlds are effectively erased, the world of the rebels and the world of their rivals' projects on Earth. What's left is a traumatized human remnant, scattered and reduced. And over that remnant, a new narrative is imposed. History starts here. Kingship begins here. Forget what came before. This is how you end up with broken timelines, impossible reigns, and gods who arrive in our stories already wounded, already scarred by older, hidden wars. If this reconstruction is even partly accurate, then previous worlds didn't simply fall, they were purged. Not a slow, natural decline, not just climate change or random celestial accidents, but deliberate, targeted resets after a cosmic civil war. The Sumerians hint at it in their kings and floods. The Bible encodes it as a war in heaven. Enoch fills in the missing scenes with rebel watchers and forbidden knowledge. And beneath all of that, the planet preserves the physical evidence in craters, burns, and extinction layers. In the next episode, we're going to ask a harder question. If our current civilization is Civilization 7, are we just another temporary build waiting for the next reset? And are the victors of that ancient Anunnaki war still here, still managing bloodlines, stories, and what we are allowed to remember? If you want to keep decoding the forbidden side of history, stay with this series, because the story of the past may also be a warning about our future. Until then, watch the skies and be suspicious of any timeline that starts halfway through the story.